Dan, how much did you know about Benoit Denis before they offered you him as an opponent?
What do you reckon?
What do I reckon?
No, I seen. I would have first heard about him when he got matched with Poirier. Obviously, like France is a huge market for the UFC, and you could see that they were like pushing him a bit quick. They were pushing BSD a bit quick, like rushing him, and then they threw him in the deep end with a guy like Dustin Poirier. And to be honest, like I saw that, and then I think I saw the Moicano fight after when he lost, and the amount of guys that I've seen come through over the years where it's like they get brought in by the UFC, they get nice cherry pick fights because they want to build something in that market. They reach the top end, the ranked fighters, the guys, the higher end of the division, and you just never see them ever again. So he did take that loss to Poirier and then Moicano. And now he's back. Like that is something that I respect. I respect that because as a guy myself that's picked myself off the canvas and gone, had a couple losses and then got back on a win streak, had a couple of losses. Like I know how tough that is. I know how much character you need as a human to pick yourself back up off the mat. And so he's done that now. It doesn't impress me when guys come in with undefeated records and you see them cherry picking opponents, like good matchups. They only fight when they help. Like that doesn't impress me. Guy that can take those two hard losses too, finish losses, and then pick himself back up and get back on a win streak. I tip my hat.
You are known as the God of War, but around these parts, I think Dan Hooker is sometimes thought as the God of War. When his name came across your desk, was it the sort of fight that gets you excited, knowing you could go in there and end up in a 3-round brawl, or what were your emotions?
Yeah, we were pretty surprised by the timing of the fight, but knowing it's next to his country, it made it more clear why they wanted him to fight in there. And I was already in holiday in my mind, and I put the switch back on. And because Dan Hooker fight is, BSD, Dan Hooker, you need no promotion. It's gonna be a scrap.
So where do you think his level is, right? Like, as you said, he lost to Moicano, he lost to Poirier, but he has come back from that and beat Rufy, beat good guys. So where do you think his level is in this division?
That's what everyone's gonna see. We're gonna see. That's why they put this fight together, right? Like he went away, he did his hard yards, he picked himself back up, and now he's back with a tough fight. He's back in the mix with a guy that's proven his skills. He's back with a ranked opponent. He's back with the guys that are tough.
He said he was here for a war with Dan Hooker. I mean, he has that in his locker, but we've also seen him fight a bit more technically with a game plan. What are you expecting from him this weekend?
Oh, brother, this plan A, B, C, D, E, F. You got to account for all of them. You know what I mean? You obviously hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. That's the best way to go about it. You can't just be like, I'm going to get this guy out of here and around, and then you just fall to bits when that doesn't play out the way. I feel like at some stage when all the options have been exhausted, me and him are it's gonna come down to a battle of who can bite down that little bit tougher.
Indeed, I think that's what we are kind of expecting. But recently there's been sort of two BSDs we've seen. We've seen the guy go in there, just throw it all out, but then we've also seen you against Rufy, where you showed more grappling and more of a sort of game plan involved. Which one can we expect to see this weekend when you get in there?
You just have to watch a fight.
In your mind, I know that like Dan is coming in here off the loss to Arman and stuff like that, but there's certain guys in this division, yourself included, who will always be thought of in a certain way. In your mind, could this sort of be the unofficial #1 contenders fight for the BMF belt?
It's a huge fight. I do expect that the winner of this fight is going to be top 5. And I do expect he's going to be looking to move forward.
Is the BMF belt something you're interested in? I know we've spoken to you about it in the past.
Yeah, of course I'm interested in the two most violent belts of the UFC, which in my mind are the lightweight undisputed title and the BMF.
And the last one from me, you mentioned violence in this division. Obviously, we had Paddy Pimblett, Justin Gaethje just a few days ago. What was your reaction to that fight, and how did you feel of both of the men's performances?
I will talk about this fight if I deserve to after my war with Dan Hooker.
You did say he was very ugly, but you got to meet him for the first time.
I seen him yesterday. He's not that bad looking. I don't know what. Maybe it was like after I seen his face busted up. But people could say the same about me. You know what I mean? But we all know I'm not ugly. Hey.
Kia ora, Dan. A lot of fighters keep their game plans close to the chest fight week, but on Embedded you were out there with saying exactly what you're planning to do. Is it because people...
What did I say? I just say things. I don't remember what I said.
basically said you're going to swing and make it dirty for them.
Oh, come on.
But,
Come on, Papa.
and you said with Oscar that you kind of come to terms with you may never touch gold, but people are liking you to this generation's Cowboy Cerrone, where you're just a fan favorite and everyone...
Oh, fuck, take it with a grain of salt, you know what I mean? I'm 12 hours after getting my ass kicked. I'm waking up the next day, and that's my immediate, that's just the frame of mind I was in at the moment. You obviously wake up and you had your eyes on the title and you were going to do this and that, and then just the manner in which I was beaten, I expected to fight down in the rankings a couple of times before I got an opportunity to fight ahead of myself in the rankings again. But then they give me BSD, who's ranked eighth in the division on a win streak. You get past BSD, you're not fighting anyone lower than him again. You get past BSD, you're back in the mix. But to be honest, I like that frame of mind myself. I was asking the boys the other day, I was like, I enjoy that frame of mind. Like, I went into the Armand fight with the wrong frame of mind. Like, I'm the best. I'm the most skillful. This and that. That's not where I thrive. I thrive. I want to ruin his dreams. I said I want to ruin his dreams. I want to take them from him. And I asked the boys. I said, "Does that make me a bad person?" And they said, "No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't." And I said, "They're going to pay me a boatload of money to ruin people's dreams, and I'm still a good guy. I've found my niche, baby."
I start in English, Benoit. First question, there is a quote of Dan Hooker who said that you're not a finisher, you're not a knockout artist because you only knock out Benil Dariush. Can you remind the people a little bit your achievements and maybe the fight against Frevola, the beginning of the round against Bonfim and stuff like this?
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna find out Saturday, Sunday. I don't know how many knockouts he has in the UFC. I have 4, and I have 100% finish rate, and it's a mix in between submissions and knockouts. So I think he knows. He knows it's gonna be something, and he knows. I think I will fight the best version of him. I hope so, and may the better fighter win.
Another question about the main event of Saturday. Not talking about the winner and a future fight. What you're thinking about this main event? Qu'est-ce que tu as vu?
Yeah, huge main event. I love Diego Lopez, and I like Volkanovski as well. Huge achievements. Guys that are active and with great styles to watch. Last year was one of the fight of the year, contender fight, maybe even fight of the year. I don't know, but yes, they made a huge fight, and I expect to enjoy watching it.
I do it all, brother.
Jibber.
Dan, you talk about taking dream from others. What about yours? With a win on Saturday, is the BMF title something you dream of or a goal for you in 2026?
I haven't dreamed I haven't had a dream in a while, my friend. You got to stick. I actually stopped dreaming a very long time ago. That's a real story. You know what? When I stopped dreaming, I used to have dreams that, when you're having fight dreams, when you wake up and you're fighting someone and you're hitting them heaps and you just can't hurt them. That's a real common one. Well, I actually figured it out in my dreams. I would clinch them and then knee them, and then they'd give them heaps of cuts and there's heaps of blood. And then since I figured out how to bash people in my dreams, I've never dreamed ever again. I clocked it.
And what about goals?
Goals. My goals in life are to make more money than I can spend.
You mentioned before, talk about kind of the violence of this matchup and those things, and you said that you yourself was a little bit expecting to have some time off. Dan had also just fought. Would you have preferred more time to prepare or maybe recover from the last fight for a fight that you think is going to be so violent?
I mean, when we both had the offer, I mean, we had no doubt. And it's also a sport of opportunity and timing, so let's go.
And also, Dan Hooker is a kind of a big character in the sport. You mentioned before that just your names kind of sell the fight alone. Dan's coming out of a fight that had kind of a lot of animosity. Between you guys, it seems pretty cordial. You guys said hello to each other at the Welcome to Country yesterday. Were you expecting it to be this cordial, or were you expecting a little bit more heat between the two of you?
No, I expect nothing. I expect respect, and he knows it's gonna be a battle inside the octagon, so nothing special. Just let's go, and I want to fight the best version out of him, and the same for me. So let's see who is gonna be the winner.